I'm going to show you how to integrate your custom AI agents directly into your existing ticketing systems. The ticketing system that I used is Odoo, and the AI agent system I used is Relevance, and so we're going to integrate these two together. Before we jump into how to set this up, let me explain what my AI agent does. My AI agent is a reformatter agent. So the goal of this agent is to take invalid inputs that we receive from our end users and reformat it into a format that we can then process that information. So, for example, if you are a parts company and you get all kinds of questions from your customers about a particular part, and then you ask them, hey, what address are you going to send it to? Then they'll tell you 123 Main Street. But as you see here, there's actually quite a few different ways to write 123 Main Street. And our delivery system only takes one of those versions. This is a thing that you constantly run into at the service desk. You have somebody fill in the employee number wrong, or they fill in the address wrong, or they're supposed to say the address location, not the address code, and all these different kinds of things. And so our AI agents happen to be very good at this, right? This is the kind of thing that AI is particularly good at, or large language models are particularly good at, is taking a natural language statement and reformatting it into another natural language statement that fits a certain amount of criteria. So now that we understand the use case and why you need to do this all the time at the service desk, let's integrate our reformatter agent directly into our ticketing system. Now, my original plan was much simpler than what the end solution ended up being. So let me show you my original plan first. We receive a new ticket of the type on-site in our Odoo Helpdesk system, and that should trigger an API call directly to Relevance and send Relevance the location names and the text of the original ticket. Relevance is going to read the text of the original ticket, identify if any locations are referenced in the original ticket, and if those locations are referenced, it's going to replace the value with the correct formatting of the address for that location. Once Relevance is done with that, it's then going to send the information back to the Odoo Helpdesk ticket and update the ticket through the API. So let's go ahead and try this now, and I'll show you what I tried to do. You can see that Odoo has a triggers and actions module here, and the triggers that we're going to be using are these workflow actions or the automation actions. And you can see here that I've set up this action so that every time a new ticket of the type on-site is received, that's going to be our trigger, right? So it makes sense. Anytime I have a new on-site ticket, I got to make sure I know the address correctly. Therefore, that's my trigger. Okay, great. And now we can just push it to the Relevance API, right? So let's go look for APIs. And as you can see, there is no REST API option here. So I need to do something different. I need to come up with a different solution. So I tried webhooks next because Relevance does support a webhook directly to your agent. So I tried to send it to the Relevance agent webhook. However, in the webhooks interface, you can see here that they do not allow authentication headers. It doesn't look like they allow any headers at all in their webhooks. So that wasn't going to work. I also tried using the custom code functionality and embedding the authorization headers in the custom code, but we hit a bunch of validation errors there too. So back to the drawing board, we're going to need a middleware. And the middleware I ended up choosing is Pipedream. And this is my first time using Pipedream, and I have to say, it's a very nice tool, and it was very useful. So let's go look at the new outline of what we're going to build now that we understand the technical limitations of each tool. And the way this is going to work is just like before, we're going to receive a new ticket from Odoo, and it's going to get the tag on site, and that's going to trigger our automation. But now, instead of pushing an API call directly to Relevance, we are going to contact the webhook that is hosted by Pipedream. Unfortunately, we don't need authorization headers to access that webhook. So we're going to send the information to the Pipedream webhook. Pipedream is going to reformat that information in a way that it can be received by the Relevance API. Relevance is going to reformat the information the way the agent's supposed to do, and then it's going to send it back to Pipedream on a different Pipedream hosted webhook. And from there, Pipedream is going to reformat the information again in order to be accessible by the Odoo API. And then Odoo is going to receive that information, and we're going to update a comment in the ticket. So now with this all in place, I can show you the steps one by one of how you're going to set this up for your own environment. This is a longer process than I had originally planned, though, and so I could see getting lost in the process. So I'm going to put this outline here up in the top left-hand corner. so that you can track it along, and there'll be an orange circle showing you where along the process we are, so that you can keep track of where we are as I show you this. So with that said, let's open up Odoo now and take a look at how this is going to run. So first of all, just like before, we have our trigger, which is whenever a ticket receives the tag on site, that's going to fire something. And we are going to fire off a webhook, but now it's going to be a Pipedream webhook. So here it is. And fortunately, we can push specific details of the ticket into that webhook push, which is great news because now I got the ticket ID and I've got the actual description of the ticket, which is what I need to edit. So Pipedream is now receiving that information in the first step here at the webhook location. And step one is just receiving that batch data from Odoo. And then the second step is reformatting it so that it can be received by Relevance. And so what it's doing here, first of all, it's scraping out all the junk data that we received from Odoo along with the description. Second of all, it's adding authorization and headers and bearer tokens so that we can actually access the Relevance AI API. And third of all, it's giving us a list of available location names so that Relevance knows what location names to choose from. Now let's open up Relevance and we can see that the agent is running. So the agent has received our prompt from Odoo, or from Pipedream actually, and it's now processing it. It's trying to find the matching location name for the location name that this person put in our original ticket. Now it's run, and it gave us a reformatted description. And in that reformatted description, you can see it included the actual full address information. Now that that's done, we can push it back to Pipedream. We have a different Pipedream URL. Now we're going to open up that Pipedream workflow. And you can see as before, the first step of the workflow is just receiving the batch of data from Relevance. Step two is going to reformat the text we receive from Relevance AI and put it in a format that can be received by the Odoo API. This is a little bit extravagant for the level of complexity of information that I'm sending over, but all the same, it works. Essentially, what this is doing is it's converting this information into a JSON RPC friendly mode that Odoo can accept. So we send it through, and now it's going to send it over to the Odoo API. And then finally, over here in Odoo, which I keep calling Odoo, you can see that the location corrector AI comment has landed with the updated address information. This solution is available as a public GitHub repository, so check out the links in the description. There you have it. A full integration directly into your existing ticketing system. We don't need to manually copy paste this into an AI agent every time we need to do it. We should have this automatically running before the operator even has a chance to open the ticket. All of the reformatted accurate information should be there. So whether we're switching it into a form copy, or we're correcting the address, or we're correcting the budget code, or whatever else we need to tidy up before our team can process it, our automation should run and clean all that up for our operators so that our service desk team can just go in and resolve the ticket as quickly as possible without having to do a bunch of manual interventions. If you'd like some help building AI agents or integrating your AI agents with your existing ticketing system, you can click the link below and have a free discovery call with me, and I'll show you what's possible and help you with anything you're dealing with. Thanks very much for watching, and good luck building your AI solutions.